I believe the Richland Springs Coyotes won the toss and deferred their option to the second half. The first half option will lie with the Gordon Longhorns. They have elected to receive, and the Coyotes will be defending the south end of the field.
About 2,000, probably 2,500 people here on our side of the field for Gordon. And one of the unique aspects of tonight's ball game is we're going to have a threesome doing this for you. Tony and I will be up in the booth. Brent Baker is down on the field. Brent, we are hoping this will really add a special touch to the broadcast tonight.
Well, I appreciate that, guys, and I'm really excited to be here on the sideline. It's unbelievable the level of excitement that's down here right now. You've got the hooping and hollering of the players down here. You can hear the coaches between plays talking to their offense or defense after they come off the field. Unbelievable atmosphere here. And I got to tell you, you take a look at the sideline, Gordon has the numbers, folks. Gordon has a lot more football players on the field right now. They definitely have the advantage and number of men suited out tonight.
Well, here we go, 1st and 10 for the Gordon Longhorns. They'll start here, starting at their own 20-yard line. Of course, none other than Lyle Campbell at the helm for the Longhorns. He pitches back to Chance Kite. Kite is hit hard behind the line of scrimmage and will actually lose about 3 yards. So mark it back at about the 17.
Lynn Kelly Fowler was the tackler there on the play by Richland Springs, and they're really getting fired up. They have some hitters out there. He came in with his head first, hit him straight between the numbers, and really put a good lick on him.
And Kelly Fowler, 92 solo tackles and 79 assists for the year, so he is a very active player on defense for the Richland Springs Coyotes, and look to see his number a lot tonight.
One of the things that happened last week with the Longhorns, Campbell was so dominant in the first half, they really had to look to Kite in the second half to carry part of the load, which did happen and didn't happen in some respects. We'll see if they try to get Kite more involved here early on tonight, as we've got flags all over the place, as Gordon was trying to move into their spread formation, and I think are going to have some type of illegal motion.
Well, I think that one of the players didn't get set for the other one, went in motion, so they're going to bring it back 5 yards. And that's exactly what it's going to be.
Guys, the penalty is going to be delay of game on the offense. I can hear the referee from down here. And a really quick mistake by the Gordon Longhorn offense.
I think this is going to be pretty nice having Brent on the sidelines, getting that instant feedback down there. And here we go with Gordon on the second down and play. Going to be about second down and 18.
Go in the first quarter, no scores yet. There's the ball back to Campbell. He's looking long. Has a receiver caught and dropped. Caught and dropped inside Coyote territory. It was a sure touchdown for Jason Cochran. Cochran saw it go right through his hands. Campbell with a perfect strike, a toss of about 50 yards, and Gordon will come back to the line of scrimmage with what would have been a touchdown.
Well, it didn't get any better than that. It was looked like a two deep, and he just split the zone and went right down the middle, and it was a beautiful pass. A little bit overthrown, but he had it right in his arms, and it just fell right through. I think Coach Nelson Campbell will probably have a word with Cochran on that, try to get him focused a little bit more. You need to take advantage of those kind of plays early in the game.
3rd and forever for the Longhorns. They go into the spread formation. Campbell in trouble. He's back in the end zone. He gets out of trouble. Now he's up to the 10-yard line. Will run with the ball. Still on his feet. Now still on his feet. Here goes Campbell. Campbell breaks one tackle. Breaks another tackle. Gets inside Coyote territory. Down finally at the 37-yard line. That, my friends, is Lyle Campbell.
There is no way that Lyle Campbell should have got past those two defensive linemen. He split them right between each other. It was unbelievable. He did a little juke to one side and the other and just went right through the middle of it.
More than enough for the first down for the Longhorns as Campbell goes some 23 yards. Actually, that run was about 40 because he was so far behind the line of scrimmage, Tony. But he picks up 23 for the book. 1st and 15 for Gordon from the Richland Springs 39-yard line. Campbell gets the deep snap again. This time he'll go down before he gets back to the line of scrimmage and will lose 3 yards.
And going back to that previous play, that is not anything you can coach. That's simple athletic ability. And, I mean, it was just tremendous ability on Campbell's part, just taking that up the field, breaking tackles, and just using his superior athletic ability. He, by far, has got to be the best athlete on the field tonight. He will be if they do go on to play next week on that game, too.
Well, maybe you can't coach that, perhaps, but Nelson Campbell might disagree with you to a point. Maybe you can't coach it, but perhaps you can father it. Lyle Campbell, of course, the son of Gordon head coach Nelson Campbell. Here's a pass from Campbell out in the flats to his intended receiver there, and that is Jacob Stowe, and Stowe lets this one go right through the breadbasket, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 13 for Gordon. And Brent, perhaps we're seeing a bit of nerves here early on.
I was just going to say the exact same thing, and also it could be a little bit of focus. We talked about that before the ball game and how a big win last week, state championship this week, you got to focus on tonight to get there.
3rd and 13 for the Longhorns. They're in that deep spread again. The ball tossed back to Chance Kite. Lead blocker Campbell. Kite trying to find the sidelines. He won't. He stopped. And the Longhorns may have to punt the ball away. They're at the 39-yard line of Richland Springs. They'll be facing 4th and 15, and it's kind of a toss-up call here. You really don't want to punt the ball, but this far into Richland Springs territory, you don't gain that much with a punt either, Tony.
And you've got the wind in your face, so if you do get it up in the wind, it's going to keep it down for you. So I believe we're going to see Lyle Campbell go back into punt formation here.
We'll see. He's back as the deep receiver on the snap. We'll have the option to run with it or punt the football. He'll punt it. Mr. Everything, Lyle Campbell, kicks a good one to the right side of the field. It will die at the 8-yard line. And that's where the Coyotes will start 1st and 15, as they did something that Panther Creek couldn't do much of last week, and that is stop the Gordon Longhorns as Gordon turns it over on down.
Lynn, one thing that I didn't realize was on Lyle Campbell's resume was blocking. He threw a great block on that 3rd down play, and it sprung another 5 yards or so for the running back. Not enough for the 1st down. This guy can do everything.
They would like to get Chance Kite involved early in this ball game. Kite, you don't want to overlook him, one of the better backs in six-man football. He's just overshadowed by Campbell. Here's a spread formation similar to the Longhorns being used by the Coyotes, and on the carry that time is Wiley Cummings, the spread back, and he'll pick up 2 or 3 yards before he's tackled quickly by Fred Parsons. Give him a credit of about 2 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 13.
Lynn, Richland Springs is pretty much in the same position that Gordon was in last week as a huge underdog. They've got to come out early and establish that they deserve to be in this game and make Gordon respect them. They need to do something on offense early in the game to let everybody know that they're in this game and to give themselves some confidence.
2nd and 13, the snap back again to Cummings. He pitches back to the tailback, has some yardage, but then is hit hard as he picks up about 3 or 4 yards. In on the tackle that time for the Longhorns was Bo Johnson. Now, you'll remember Bo Johnson did a good job last week, went off with the ankle injury, and we're told that he is almost 100%. 3rd and about 10 for the Coyotes. 5 minutes, 33 seconds to go in the first quarter. No score in your six-man state semifinal championship. Pitch back to Cummings, looking for some room on the right side. He won't find it as he gets up to about the 19-yard line. Will be well short of the 1st down, about 5 yards. And now it would appear that the Coyotes will have to punt the ball away. They mark it at the 19, so Tony, they need 5 yards, and I don't think you take this kind of risk deep in your own territory against the number 1 team in the state.
No, not this early in the ball game. Maybe later on you may. However, you may see a fake punt, but more than likely you're going to see them punt it away, try to establish field position game with Gordon.
This time, instead of Chance Kite going back deep for the Longhorns, it's Lyle Campbell. He's standing on about his 32-yard line as he awaits the punt from the Coyotes. Nice. End-over-end kick is going to drive Campbell back to about his 20. At the 15, he finally takes it at the 12, trying to find somewhere to go. He's in trouble and will just have to go out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. The Longhorns will have it 1st and 15 from their own 21-yard line.
One thing, I'm standing here at about the 10-yard line, and one thing you notice about the defense of Gordon just now, gang tackling. And it's hard to do in six-man because you get a lot of wide-open one-on-one situations. But right in that defensive series, Gordon got 3 or 4 guys in on each tackle, and it's really hard to get away from that.
4 minutes, 32 seconds, no score between the Longhorns and the Coyotes. Bo Johnson in at quarterback right now. He pitches back to Chance Kite. Kite tries to turn the corner and goes nowhere, as they had Lyle Campbell that time as the lead blocker. So a bit of a shakeup there offensively, trying to do something to confuse Richland Springs, Tony.
Yeah, Kite's the type of player you want to get him in the open field. He's got superior quickness and excellent speed. He's the type of guy that operates in space real well, and they're trying to get him outside. They ran him into the boundary that time and didn't get much on it, about a yard, maybe two.
Second and about 14 for the Longhorns. Pitch back to Johnson. Now Johnson goes back to Campbell. Campbell going to run with the football. Fakes the pass and goes down. He'll pick up 4 or 5 yards, but thus far the Coyotes are doing their job on Lyle Campbell. It looks like it's going to bring up third and about 9.
About 5 on the play. Bring up third and 8. From the Coyotes 17-yard line. 33-yard pass play. Pass is complete. Out the flat to number 11. 17-yard touchdown pass from Campbell. Going after touchdown attempt to go. Number 8, Lyle Campbell. Campbell going after touchdown. For a 1-point conversion. 2:44 remaining in the first quarter. Gordon 7. Campbell's kick goes back to number 22, Jacob Dempsey. Got up to the 23-yard line. Will be first and 15 for the Richland Springs Coyotes. Number 8, Lyle Campbell makes the tackle for the Longhorns. Number 14 with the ball. Wiley Cummings. Pass is complete to number 22, Jacob Dempsey. Number 42, Fred Parsons makes the tackle. 28-yard gain on the play. Gets the ball in the Gordon end of the field. The first and 15 for the Coyotes. On the 28-yard line. play. Bring up 3rd and 9 for the Coyotes. Number 14 coming fast is attempted. Intended for number 11 Ballard. It falls incomplete. Number 8 Lyle Campbell defending for the Longhorns. Bring up 4th and 9 for the Coyotes. Pitches to number 22, Jacob Dempsey. Dempsey hits short of the first down yardage. Number 11, Bo Johnson, and number 13, Jason Cochran make the tackle for the Longhorns. Ball will go over on downs to the Gordon Longhorns. Will be 1st and 15 from their own 17-yard line. Number 32, Titan, ball carrier. Run out of bounds by number 11, Ballard.
Lynn, the big play, the big key on that play was Cody Scott, the center. He snaps the football. He weighs 205 pounds. He pulls to the right and put a big block on a Richland Springs Coyote around that right side to break open the runner.
Even in 6-man, blocking is important. 2nd and call it about 1, actually, as the ball is made it up to the Gordon 32-yard line. Johnson in tight as quarterback, hands it off to the first man through. This time it goes to Kite, and Kite is smothered behind the line of scrimmage. Campbell was the deep option pitchback that time, but they hand it to the first man through, and Kite is just wasted. He'll lose a yard. It'll bring up 3rd now, and it is 2 yards this time.
Was trying to catch him off guard with the little fake and small Campbell trying to draw attention, but Richland Springs wasn't having any of it. The nose guard made a great tackle, stuffed him 1 yard deep.
This will be the last play of the first quarter. 6 seconds, 5 seconds as the Longhorns go into a deep spread formation. They may not get this play off in time. They won't. The quarter ends here at Tiger Stadium in Glen Rose for the 6-man state semifinal championship. Our score at the end of 1 is Gordon 7, Richland Springs nothing, back in 60 seconds. 3rd down and 2 now for the Longhorns. They've got it at their own 31-yard line, using a tight formation with Bo Johnson in at quarterback and Campbell the deep back. Handoff Campbell on the right side. He's hit hard. He'll be short of the first down. That's really not Campbell's forte to run from that particular formation, and he had nowhere to go that time, Brett.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the line, lined up in a tight formation, and it seems like as soon as they lined up, they all went to the left. Lyle Campbell went to the right. There might have been a little bit of miscommunication on that play.
They're stretching the chains, and it would appear that it's a first down for the Longhorns, as you can perhaps hear this partisan crowd on our side of the field, represented by some 2,000 or 2,500 strong for the Longhorns. Everybody in Gordon, probably everybody in the southern portions of Palo Pinto County and well beyond here, cheering the Longhorns on to what would be their 2nd state championship in the 1990s, and perhaps the title of the team of the decade in 6-man football in the 1990s. We'll talk more about that as the broadcast goes along, but we don't want to be a bit premature as yet. 1st and 15 for the Longhorns as now they shift into the deep spread formation. Ball goes to Kite, the short back, pitches it back to Campbell. Campbell now has the option to run with it or throw, and he'll go down. Big loss for Lyle Campbell. That's what we saw a lot of last week. Richland Springs in with Jacob Muncie. Also, Ray Nunez in on the tackle for Richland Springs. And gosh, Campbell will lose close to 10 yards on that. One of the things, if you live and you die by one back deep in your own backfield, that's Campbell.
Well, no, I'm sorry, Tony. Another thing, if you live and you die by improvisation, that was almost a fumble. Muncie almost grabbed that ball out of Campbell's hands, but he managed to get it down before he fell.
2nd down, about 24 for the Longhorns. Campbell floats it out into the right flats, and some nice yardage there as he completes the pass to Bo Johnson. Very similar to the touchdown throw we saw a little bit earlier. Johnson doesn't get 18 yards this time. Picks up about 9 or 10, and it will be 3rd and 13, Tony.
It's going to make it about 11 yards. You're right, but what they did is gave them the position to make the first down. They didn't try to get it all at once. They were real patient. And a while ago, it wasn't maybe as much Lyle Campbell's fault. He was under constant pressure, and that time Richland Springs hit everybody as far as 6-man goes. He had 3 men in his face, and he just didn't have time to set up, and his receivers didn't do a good job of coming back and helping him. But we're going to face the 3rd down and 10 here for Gordon.
Here's the pitch back to Campbell. Campbell wants to throw the ball. Does. It's caught across the middle. What an incredible catch there from Jason Cochran. He may have dropped one earlier, but he wasn't going to drop that one, Brent. You were right on top of it.
Wiley Cummings came up and put a tattoo on him just as he caught the ball, but he stayed focused. He pulled the ball down. He was falling on his back, but he kept the ball in. And a great play. I was standing about 5 feet from that play. I thought I was going to get hit. He certainly did, but he kept the ball.
Well, it is enough for the first down, just barely, as the Gordon drive continues. Now they move to the Richland Springs 31-yard line. And what is a beautiful stadium here for 6-man football. Tiger Stadium in Glen Rose. They've really got this one fixed up well for 6-man here tonight. Back to Campbell. Campbell will throw the ball. Dumps it off in the right flats. It's caught. Nice yardage there. On the receiving end of that one was Jacob Stowe. He should have another first down for the Longhorns as he gets it inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line.
Lynn, one thing that the Richland Springs is doing right now, they're really working for a turnover. They're trying to strip the ball every time they tackle. Wiley Cummings did the same thing that time as he tackled the receiver. He wraps around, tries to rake that ball out of his hands, and Gordon's going to make sure they hold on tight as they drive in for the touchdown here.
1st and goal to go for the Longhorns. Step them at the 13-yard line. Bo Johnson inside his quarterback. He pitches back to Campbell. Campbell looking into the end zone. Lost it. Oh, it's a little bit high. Just a shade high off of Jason Cochran's hands. Otherwise, he has the 6 points. Perhaps, Tony, that was a catchable ball, but just couldn't come down with it.
Well, it was over the wrong shoulders. He had to turn back around, and it was high. It would have been an incredible catch. He got his fingertips on it, but he just couldn't bring it down. He's going to set up a 2nd and goal.
Brent, you had that a good vantage point there.
Oh, I tell you what, that had 6 points written all over it, and that we've seen several drops so far tonight by Gordon. They got to pull those things down.
To Campbell. He dumps it off in the right flats and out at the 1-yard line. Oh, my goodness. Aaron Proctor with a nice catch at about the 5. Turned and straightened his shoulders. He was not going to be denied the touchdown, but he was hit hard right at the 1-yard line and knocked out just on our side of the end zone pylon. So it will bring up 3rd and goal to go from the 1-yard line. Gordon with a 7-point lead right now. 7.5 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Looking to extend that lead over the Richland Springs Coyotes. They were ranked and are ranked number 9 in the state. Gordon ranked number 1. Offset I formation. Handoff right side. Lyle Campbell. He's close. He's in. Touchdown.
Lynn, he knew exactly where he was going. The ball was stuck in his gut. He dove through. He kind of extended the ball out over the line. That's the mark of a good running back, to be able to sacrifice your body and extend that ball out, get it over the plane.
If that wasn't enough, Campbell will attempt to kick the points after here. He gets a foot into it. It looks good. We'll await the indication. It is good. 7 minutes, 42 seconds to go. The Longhorns have moved the ball down the field and now lead 15-0 over the Richland Springs Coyotes. We'll be back with more Gordon football on the Radio Ranch in a moment.
The first and 15 for the Coyotes from their own 20-yard line.
Deep spread formation for the Coyotes. Cummings back there with the option to run or throw. He'll run with the ball. Now he'll throw it. Dumps it off at the last minute and fumbles. No, they're going to say incomplete pass. It's a good thing for the Coyotes as Gordon came up with it, but they're going to rule an incomplete pass as Cummings was in the grasp and at the last moment dumped it off in what would have been an impressive athletic play, Tony, for the Coyotes, but it didn't work out for them.
And it's potentially been a nice little gainer, but the guy turned around and immediately dropped it. He never had possession for even a step, so they're going to call it incomplete and bring up 2nd and 15.
Lynn, one thing that I noticed during the break a minute ago, Nelson Campbell encouraging Jason Cochran, the young man who dropped the ball in the end zone, doing a great job of coming up and saying, hey, you'll do fine, keep going, and just a great job coaching by Nelson Campbell.
2nd and 15, Cummings with the ball. He's running all over the place. Now he turns the corner. Now he has some yards. Cummings showing why he's been the workhorse for the Coyotes this year. He has a pickup of right at 15 yards up to the Richland Springs 36-yard line. That will move the sticks, and it will be a first down with 7 minutes, 18 seconds in this second quarter.
And that's Richland Springs' second first down of the game. It's done a pretty good job so far. Gordon has containing him and containing their offense, but he got loose that time and showed us why. He's their offensive leader this year with 1,778 yards passing and 760 yards rushing.
The Longhorns, the home football team tonight, have on their black jerseys, black pants, and gold helmets, looking like an offshoot of the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, the Richland Springs Coyotes in blue and silver, almost like the Detroit Lions. Cummings dumps it off at the last minute to Dempsey. Dempsey trying to turn the corner. He does, runs over one Gordon tackler, but is met hard there by Fred Parsons and finally goes down after a pickup of 6 yards and nudges the ball into Gordon territory at the 38.
Lynn, Wiley Cummings must have ice in his veins. He is so poised back there. He stands, and he doesn't try to juke around as much as Lyle Campbell. He just stands in the pocket as he's being closed in by 2 or 3 defensive linemen, and he gets rid of the ball a millisecond before he's slammed to the ground.
2nd and 9 for the Coyotes, again in Gordon territory at the 38-yard line. That deep spread formation. Cummings dumps it out to the right side. It's caught. And a nice pickup. It's going to be short of the first down, but Chad Gossett comes up with it. They'll move the ball to the Gordon 32-yard line where it will be 3rd and 2 for the Coyotes. As Cummings showing some of the characteristics that Lyle Campbell has demonstrated throughout this season. 3rd and 2, 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. The Longhorns up by 15 points. Picked to win this ball game, incidentally, by 16. Deep spread formation for the Coyotes. Scrambling now, he's in trouble. Dumps it off at the last minute. Intercepted Lyle Campbell. Look out. There he goes. Campbell, one man to beat. He won't get him. Touchdown. Lyle Campbell intercepts it. It goes 47 yards for the Longhorns. Tony, he was waiting on it.
And that was set up by tremendous pressure by Gordon. Their defensive line held their ground and forced that pass. It was tipped a little bit, or they hit his arm. It fluttered up, and Lyle Campbell just brought it down and made a great run back. And the kind of play we've come to expect from this senior quarterback, athlete, running back, defensive back, whatever you want to call him a football player.
Campbell caught that ball and watched his eyes, and he has the true eyes of a great returner. He did not even think about bringing the ball out of bounds. Incredible run by Lyle Campbell.
And he may have hooked this one to the left. As we're awaiting the indication, he did. He missed it to the left with 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go, but no matter, as the Longhorns extend their lead here at Tiger Stadium in Glen Rose.
Goes into the end zone and out for a touchback. Be first and 15 for the Coyotes from their own 20-yard line.
Lyle Campbell with all 3 touchdowns thus far tonight, Brent, for the Longhorns.
Oh, touchdown!
I knew you'd love it.
Merry Christmas. Oh, that was an exciting play, though.
Here's Cummings for the Coyotes as they try to get untracked, and they've got a block and a lot of room down the sidelines, and now breaking tackles and going back the other way. What an impressive athletic display here from Kelly Fowler. He's still on his feet, finally goes down inside the Gordon 20, and maybe, just maybe, the Coyotes aren't dead yet.
40-yard pass and run completion, and that was all Chris Fowler. Kelly Fowler, excuse me. I mean, it's just incredible. Athletic ability, just showing great balance and a type of play that you need when you're down 21-0 to get back in this game in a hurry.
Kelly Fowler really had some great moves. He has great lateral movement. When he sees something in front of him, he uses those long legs and kind of jukes from one side to the other, and he really can move side to side and get around somebody.
That really changes the atmosphere of this possession for the Coyotes as they've got it first and 15 from the Gordon 21. Cummings looking downfield with the option to throw a run. He dumps it off this time. It goes to Dempsey on the left flat, and he'll pick up a few. But he's tackled quickly there by Superman at about the 17-yard line. They're actually going to mark it at the 18. So now it becomes 2nd and 13, and the Coyotes could get a first down at the Gordon 4-yard line as time continues to run here in the second quarter. 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Gordon with a 21-point lead.
Well, that interception a while ago could have been a killer for Richland Springs, but they've shown some nice maturity. They're bouncing right back and taking this ball right down the field with a lot of confidence, knowing that they need to score to stay in this game, and they're looking like a team that wants to stay in this game.
Huge contingent here tonight from Gordon and from all over our area to watch the Longhorns on their quest. And Richland Springs takes a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 3 minutes, 54 seconds in this second quarter. Gordon 21, Richland Springs nothing. Richland Springs 2nd and 13. They've got the ball at the Gordon 18-yard line. Cummings deep in the pocket. Wants to throw the ball. Does back across the middle of the field. Caught by Dempsey. He's immediately hit by Lyle Campbell. Also is hit there by Bo Johnson. We may have a fumble on the play. The Longhorns have come up with it. Dempsey fumbles the ball inside the Gordon 15-yard line, and the Longhorns have recovered it.
Turnovers will kill you. And you can ask Nebraska in their season this year. Eric Crouch has turned the ball over game after game. Nearly cost them last week against Colorado, and it's costing Richland Springs right here. 2 promising drives, both killed by turnovers, and you can't do that if you want to win a ball game.
First and 15 for the Longhorns. Bo Johnson inside at QB. Campbell in the backfield as the tailback. They hand it off to the setback, Chance Kide, who is lined up on the opposite side of the formation, runs near side, picks up about 6.
And Chance White having kind of a quiet game for him. We haven't seen the explosion. The one run where he almost broke it, he hasn't had much of a chance to return any kickoffs or punts yet where he excels with his speed. So maybe they may try to get him involved in here to try to wake him up a little bit.
Last week on the initial series, actually the opening kickoff from Panther Creek last week, Panther Creek scored on their first possession. They kick off to the Longhorns. Chance Kite takes it the length of the field, 78 yards for the first touchdown for Gordon. Lyle Campbell dumps it across the middle. Look out! At the 30, at the 20. Look out is right. Jason Cochran. This one goes 59 yards, 55 yards for the Gordon Longhorns. Lyle Campbell to Jason Cochran.
Fantastic play. I tell you, the thing that sold it was the fake. Great fake inside for the run. It really brought the Richland Springs defense up. Nobody was back. And a bomb down. I told you earlier about number 13 for the Gordon Longhorns, being encouraged by Nelson Campbell to catch the ball. And he did it there, boys.
A little redemption for Cochran as he hauled it in. Beautiful pass. There was no mistake this time. He took it in, and he was gone as soon as he got his hands around it. And that's the fourth straight completion for Lyle Campbell. They've all been for big games, and none bigger than that.
Campbell's kick goes in and out of the end zone for a touchback. First and 15 for the Coyotes from their own 20-yard line. First and 15 for the Coyotes, number 14.
The Coyotes, things looking kind of bleak right now.
Definitely. You need something big to get you back in this game in a hurry.
Cummings completes it out on the far sideline for a pickup of about 7 yards. But they'll need to come up with something more magical than that if they hope to get back in this ball game with the number one ranked team in the state of Texas. A bit premature, but let's talk a little bit about next week. The Longhorns, should they go on to win here tonight, would be playing in the six-man state championship next week, we suspect, on Saturday. And they will be playing the winner of the Groom Rule game, which is being played tonight. A lot of folks believing that Groom will come out on top of that one. If that's the case, it's likely there could be a home-and-home flip between Lubbock and Abilene. Here's a pass completed on the left side, and this one goes to Kelly Fowler. Fowler with a nice run a moment ago that moved Richland Springs in deep into Gordon territory, only to see the Coyotes fumble the ball away. This time he's not as successful, picks up only a yard, and it will bring up third down and still about 10.
Well, Wally Cummings is having a good game for Richland Springs so far. He's 7 of 9 for around 55 yards. He's got a lot of their rushing yards, what little they have of it, outside the Kelly Fowler run. So he's doing his part, but he's got to get some help there to get Richland Springs back in this game.
Look out, this could be picked off. It falls incomplete, however. I'm convinced if Jason Cochran had turned around a moment earlier, he would have had his hands on that ball. He was in coverage. The ball was well underthrown into this stiff wind, and Cochran could have had the INT. In any case, it falls incomplete. And now, Tony, the Coyotes have a tough decision on 4th and 10.
Well, you don't want to fall behind any further than you already are, so you may have to punt it. But it's getting to the point where you're almost out of this game, and you've got to do something to get back in it.
Lynn, one thing on that play, that is the first time tonight that I've seen both rushers block. Richland Springs left back 2 blockers, and that's the first time that's happened tonight. I believe they're afraid of a big play happening, a big sack deep in their own territory, and making the score even worse than it is now at 27-zip.
Well, it's tough when you're down to the number one team in the state by 27 points. 1:45 to go in the first half. Brent, we hear you down on the field. It would sound like the wind is picking up a bit down there.
It really is. It has picked up, and it's staying steady. Before, it was just kind of sporadic. It would go for a while and kind of die down, go for a while. But now it is really picking up. And one thing that's also picking up is just the tiredness of Richland Springs. You see them out in the field. They keep looking at the clock as if, gosh, I only have a minute 45 till I get to go into the locker room and drink some Gatorade. I really think they're tired right now. They don't have the depth that Gordon has, and they're just, anytime you go against the top-ranked team in the state, they will wear you down quickly. That's what's happened to the Coyotes right now.
Well, Richland Springs came into this ball game tonight with 3 losses. One of those was to Panther Creek by 45 points in the third quarter. Of course, Gordon beat Panther Creek last week to get here. Also, Richland Springs lost to Strawn in non-district competition. They lost to the Greyhounds by 1 point. Caught there by Kelly Crane. Crane has nice yardage, picks up another first down for the Longhorns. More importantly, gets out of bounds at the Richland Springs 13-yard line. Right now, the Longhorns can simply do nothing wrong.
Lynn, I'm standing here at the 10-yard line, and Richland Springs is in a major prevent defense. When Gordon put those 3 wideouts out to the right side, Richland Springs didn't have anybody within 20 yards of them. It's almost like they're sending a wall across the end zone. And, a lot of people call that the prevent you to win defense. And right now it's tough for Richland Springs to gain any ground as Gordon continues to chew up yardage.
Clock stops with 1:30 to go in the first half. The snap, back to Kite, back to Campbell. Campbell looking, will run with it, will throw with it, will throw with it, will run with it. Now he's in trouble. Now he'll run with it. Touchdown, Lyle Campbell. How can you describe it, Campbell, from 14 yards out? Absolutely amazing.
That was one of the most unbelievable runs I have ever seen by a quarterback. He is in the backfield ready to throw the ball, and he splits between 2 Richland Springs Coyotes. I have no idea how he got between those 2 guys. There was no room. It's almost like he turned skinny all of a sudden, got between the 2, and drove in. This guy is unreal.
You hate to say it, but it's almost like a man toying with children out there, the way he uses his athletic ability. And, I mean, it literally was. There was no way he was going anywhere, and somehow 14 yards later he's in the end zone.
Well, the Longhorns will try to kick the extra point again. We've got a new kicker this time for the Longhorns who sends it through. Let's check the number there. That is going to be Blake Rexroth, who converts for the Longhorns. 1:19 to go. This one's getting out of hand in Glen Rose, our new score in the 6-man state semifinal championship. The Longhorns 35 and Richland Springs nothing.
Number 8, Lyle Campbell teeing the ball up for the Longhorns. Number 22, Jacob Dempsey back deep receiving.
And if you thought last week was the Lyle Campbell show, get ready for this one here in Glen Rose as the Longhorns kick off. And now here, going back down the opposite side of the field for Richland Springs. He'll go in. A touchdown kickoff return of 78 yards for Jacob Dempsey with 1:06 to go. 1:06 to go, 35-6, and now the Coyotes will try to make it 35-8 as Cummings boots the extra point. It's up, and it's good. A new score here as the Coyotes get on the board for the first time tonight with 1:06 to go in the second quarter. It's Gordon 35, Richland Springs 8, and we'll be back in 60 seconds. Tony says during the break what this does, it just gives the Longhorns another opportunity to score before the half as they'll get the kick. Chance Kite gets the ball for the Longhorns. He moves down the right side as a tackle away from a touchdown, but he'll go down at the Gordon 28-yard line. Now the Longhorns, Brent, will have 61 seconds to see if they can come up with a bit of magic.
And Lynn, it's funny, kind of, because Gordon, after that play, that kickoff return, they're just trouncing Richland Springs right now, 35-8, but they act like they just got scored upon 5 times with that one score. They do not like to be scored upon, and they really got fired up after that one play. Gordon does not accept anything less than perfection.
Kind of like Nolan Ryan, who's winning by 10 runs and gets his no-hitter messed up in the 8th inning. We'll see what the Longhorns answer with. 1st and 15, back to Campbell. Dumps it off into the right side, and with some yardage down the sidelines, and finally going out of bounds at the 11-yard line is Kelly Crane. Massive yardage for the Longhorns, some 38, 39 yards. Tony, call it 40 yards.
42 yards. They were at the 28, 12 yards up to 50, down to 10. That's 42. That's a great catch and run. Again, they uncovered him. They snuck him out of the backfield and put him on that sideline, and they all chased Chance Kite down to the middle of the field, and he was left alone. Great catch and run. Again, looks like Gordon's getting ready to score again.
50 seconds to go in the first half. The Longhorns aren't through yet. To Kite, to Campbell. Campbell looking into the end zone. He's participated in every touchdown so far tonight. He'll run with it. He won't get in this time as he goes upended at the 7-yard line. Brent, I was about to say just a moment ago, you're going to lose a lot of weight out there on the sidelines as you walk up and down the sidelines with the Longhorns moving down the field.
So what are you saying? You say I need to lose a little weight or something?
You can interpret that in any manner in which you choose.
You know, that's true because just as soon as you get set down on one side of the field, the ball is moved all the way down the opposite side. If you've never seen a six-man game, folks, if you're sitting at home right now and you've never seen a six-man game,
laying on the couch, eating some Cheetos, drinking a Coca-Cola.
Like Dave Calley's probably doing right now, eating a chili dog, and he's already had about 5 cups of coffee. Get to a six-man game next week. If Gordon wins tonight, which it looks like they have a great chance of doing, get to that state championship game no matter what it is. This is one of the most exciting brands of football out there because if you like offense, you like scoring, you like running and gunning, hey, this is heaven for a football fan.
Couple of television cameras out on the field right now getting a tight close-up of Nelson Campbell as he sends his team back on the field for the last 40 seconds.
Matter of fact, let me interrupt you. That's Fox 4 News, and it's also Fox Sports Southwest. They are both here tonight filming this ballgame.
30 seconds to go here. Third and still goal to go from the 10-yard line as the Gordon locomotive hits a couple of bricks, and we'll see what happens here. Lyle Campbell takes the direct snap, rolls around to his right, has the receiver, throws back across the field. Easy touchdown. Oh, my goodness. What a nice pattern there for Bo Johnson.
You know, a lot of times in the high school football, you don't really see a lot of timing patterns. That was a timing pattern from Campbell to Johnson. Bo Johnson knew exactly where the ball was going to be at the exact time. He turned around, it was there, and that was just a beautiful combination. You don't usually see that in high school football at all, and you're sitting here seeing it in a six-man football game.
Longhorns look absolutely unbeatable as Blake Rexroth comes on to attempt the extra point kick. They'll spot the ball down at the 12-yard line. It's up and it's blocked this time. So Rexroth, the second kicker tonight for the Longhorns to have a kick blocked, but still doesn't make a bit of difference as the Longhorns with 23 seconds now have a 33-point lead in the six-man state semifinal championship. Kickoff from the Longhorns, and it sails out of the end zone again with 23 seconds to go in this first half. And, Tony, we're running out of adjectives very quickly, not only for the Longhorns, but for Lyle Campbell. He has scored in one form or another 6 times tonight. He has participated in all of the Gordon Longhorn touchdowns, and we thought we ran out of adjectives last week.
We did, and we're just keep recycling the ones that we've got. Describe his play is brilliant and just beyond description for one individual player to dominate such a game.
First and 15 for Richland Springs. They've got 21 seconds to work with here at the end of the first half from their own 20-yard line. And that's Cummings, I believe, or perhaps that is Chris Slaughter, who is tackled after about 3 yards. 7 seconds to go, and the Coyotes, I think, call timeout. That makes sense. Brent, you're down on the field. Is the domination is evident down there?
It really is, Lynn. And I tell you what, Lyle Campbell is unbelievable. We were talking about that. But really, the supporting cast for Gordon really sets things up nicely for them because what happens is, first of all, the center for the Gordon Longhorns, that's Cody Scott, he sets things up. He always throws a nice block. We talked about him earlier. A nice pulling center as well when Lyle Campbell wants to pull out to the right or the left on a bootleg. And, just everybody across the board is playing hard. We've had a couple of drop passes, but besides that, Gordon is pouring.
And up to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, breaking tackles is Dempsey, still on his feet, will go down finally at the Gordon 30-yard line as time expires here at Tiger Stadium. There are no flags on the field, and that will signal the end of our first half in Glen Rose. The six-man state semifinal championship, the Longhorns dominating Our score, 41-8, and don't go away. At halftime, some exciting highlights from the first half. We'll talk again with Randy Savage Jr., our six-man guru, and lots more coming your way on Gordon High School football. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
The Coyotes had won the toss at the beginning of the game and deferred their option in the second half. They have elected to receive the ball. With the kickoff for the Longhorns, the ball goes into the end zone and out for the touchback. It'll begin play of the second half, the 1st and 15 for the Coyotes with the ball on their own 20-yard line. Number 14, Cummings with the ball. Pitches back to number 11, Kelly Fowler. Carries the ball. Brought down by number 11, Bo Johnson, along with number 42, Fred Parsons. Gain of 6 to bring up 2nd and 9 for the Coyotes. Jacob Dempsey carrying the ball. Brought down by 8 Campbell along with number 21 Andy Jackson. Bring up 3rd and 3 for the Coyotes. With the ball, pass is complete to number 11, Kelly Fowler. Gets into Longhorn territory, number 8, Lyle Campbell on the tackle for the Longhorns. Gain of 14 on the play. The 1st and 15 for the Coyotes on the 34-yard line of the Longhorns. Number 21, Jackson, makes the tackle. Have a holding call against the Coyotes. Illegal use of hand call. 7 yards be marked off against the Coyotes. marked off back to the 26-yard line of the Coyotes. Bring up first and 40 for the Coyotes. Cummings' pass is complete to number 16, Chris Slaughter. Slaughter breaks several tackles. Finally brought down to number 8, Bob Kimball. Gets back into the Longhorn territory. Ball at about the 26-yard line. Bring up second and about 7 for the Coyotes. Number 22, Dempsey, the ball carrier. Brought down by number 32, Chance Kite, along with number 13, Jason Cochran. We're up 3rd and 6 for the Coyotes. Ball resting on the Longhorn 25-yard line. Gordon Longhorns, 1st and 15. The ball just outside of their own 25-yard line. We have a score on the Groom-Rule game in the 3rd quarter. Groom 28, Rule 8. Touchdown attempt to come. Number 8, Lyle Campbell on the attempt. Number 11, Bo Johnson to hold. Direct snap back to number 8, Campbell. Throws the pass into the end zone to number 13, Jason. Jacob Dempsey back deep for the Coyotes. Off goes into and out of the end zone for a touchback. Be 1st and 15 for the Coyotes from their own 20-yard line. The Richland Springs Coyotes. Number 14, Cummings with the ball. Pass ball is incomplete. Pressure put on Cummings. Number 32, Chance Kite, putting the pressure on the quarterback. Incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 30 for the Coyotes. Pass is complete to number 16, Slaughter. Brought out by number 8, Campbell. And a 4 or 5 on the play. Bring up 3rd and 25 for the Coyotes. 15 for the Longhorns from their own 20-yard line. 4:53 remaining in the third quarter. Number 32, Kite. Kite walks the sideline, run out of bounds at about the 23-yard line by number 34, James Muncie. Got it on the tackle. About 3rd and 17 for the Longhorns. Number 34, James Muncie, on the tackle for the Coyotes. Bring up 4th and 19 for the Longhorns. Number 8, Campbell back deep to punt. For a couple of yards. We do have a flag on the play. Number 32, Kite, downfield to make the tackle. Have an illegal block in the back call against the Coyotes. Option to lie with the Longhorns. Penalty yardage marked off. Lose ball back to the 14-yard line. Will be 1st and 15 for the Coyotes. Bring up 2nd and 15. Cochran defending on the play for the Longhorns. Bring up fourth and about 12. Number 14 coming on the punt for the Coyotes. Rolls down to about the 20-yard line. Will be first and 15 for the Longhorns. First and 15. The ball on the 39-yard line of the Longhorns. 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. First yard down yardage, gets inside the 25-yard line, about the 24-yard line of the Coyotes. Number 9 got it on the tackle for the Coyotes. Be first and 15 for the Longhorns. Number 10, Bryant, along with number 11, Fowler. Gain about 8 on the play, bring up second and 7. Ball just outside the 15-yard line. That is the end of the third quarter. 11-yard line of the Coyotes. Number 22, Blake Rexroth. The extra point is out. For the Longhorns. Be first and 15 for the Coyotes. The ball on their own 30-yard line. Bring up second and 8 for the Coyotes. Number 14 Cummings with the ball. Makes the tackle. Yardage enough for the first down. Move the chains. Be first and 15 with the ball just inside the 20. We'll call it the 19-yard line of the Longhorns. Number 22, Dempsey with the ball. Goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Number 22, Jacob Dempsey, 19 ball up for the Coyotes. Back deep to receive the kickoff for the Longhorns. Number 32, Chance Kite. Number 32, Kite takes the kickoff. He's up to about the 20-yard line. Brought down first by number 11, Kelly Fowler. Do have a flag on the play. Have a personal foul call against the Coyotes. Marked off. Move the ball up to the 39-yard line. It'll be first and 15 for the Longhorns. Number 8, Miles Campbell, try the point after touchdown attempt. Number 11, Bo Johnson to hold. Kick is tipped. It is no good. A block. 7:26 remaining in the game. Lyle Campbell teeing the ball up for the Longhorns. Back deep to receive the kickoff for the Coyotes. Number 14, Wiley Cummings. Cummings takes the ball up to about the 31-yard line, where he's brought down by number 42, Fred Parsons. The first and 15 for the Longhorns from that point. Cummings with the ball. That's complete to number 11, Kelly Fowler. The
a little bit.
Number 22, Blake Rexroth, got a point after touchdown attempt for the Longhorns. Jacob Dempsey. Dempsey takes it up to about the 21-yard line, hit by number 42, Fred Parsons, along with number 11, Bo Johnston. For the Coyotes, the ball on their own 21-yard line. Pitch back to number 22, Dempsey. Dempsey hit first by number 21, Andy Jackson. Gain of about 7, bring up second and 8. Intended for number 11, Fowlers. It falls incomplete. Number 42, Parsons, defending on the play for the Longhorns. Bring up third and 8. To number 16, Chris Slaughter. We have a flag on the play. Slaughter finally brought down by number 11, Johnson, along with number 8, Campbell. Have a face mask call against the Longhorns. Penalty marked off after the end of the play. So moves the ball down to the 21-yard line. Will be first and 15 for the Coyotes. Cummings, pass is complete to number 22. Excuse me, it falls incomplete. After a nice hit by number 11, Bo Johnson. Incomplete pass brings up second and 15. Campbell up at the 20-yard line. Brought down by number 14. Coming at 27, Yato. The ball. Pass was intended for number 44, Kelly Crane. This ball incomplete. Number 70, Ray Nunez, defending on the play. Brings up second 15 for the Longhorns. Number 32, the ball carrier, in for a short gain. Number 34, James Muncie makes first contact. Very little gain on the play. Call it 3, bring up third and 12. Campbell's pass intended for number 13. Pass for the Longhorns. Bring up first and 15 for Gordon. The ball on the Coyote 23-yard line. About the 7-yard line, very close to first down yardage. Number 9, Chad Compton on the tackle for the Coyotes. Yardage was good enough for the first down. It'll be first and goal for the Longhorns from the 7 or 8-yard line. Ray Nunez, number 22, Jacob Dempsey on the tackle. Third and goal for the Longhorns. Pitch goes back to number 8. Campbell, he passes in the end zone to number 55, Cody Scott, for the touchdown. Number 22, Rex Road, got the point after touchdown attempt. Kick is up. And no good. Wide left. Richland Springs 38. To receive the kickoff for the Coyotes is number 22, Jacob Dempsey. Number 14, Cummings takes it. Brought down at the 25-yard line. Number 35. Number 35, Aaron Proctor. And number 12 pass is complete to number 80, Daniel Fowler. Number 8, Lyle Campbell on the tackle for the Longhorns. Picks up 7, bring up 2nd and 8. Intended for number 72. Bring up 3rd and 8 for the Coyotes. Cummings pass is wide, falls incomplete, was intended. I'd like to remind the fans we will have a trophy presentation at the end of the game to the winner of tonight's game. Like to stay around for that presentation. 4th and 8 for the Coyotes. Cummings with the ball. Pass was intended for number 16, Chris Slaughter. Pass was broken up by number 8, Lyle Campbell on a nice hit. Ball will go over on downs to the Longhorns. Will be 1st and 15. The ball on the Coyotes 32-yard line. Johnson with the ball, hands off to number 25, Jacob Stowe. Number 34, Muncie, along with number 70, Nunez on the tackle for the Coyotes. No gain on the play. We'll call it second 15. Number 25, Stowe, hit by number 34, Muncie, and number 11,